Jesus. Thank you.
The NBA season kicks into gear. With long arms and a lightning first step, Jamal Crawford and the Atlanta Hawks go up against the Cleveland Cavaliers. Atlanta, Cleveland, up next.
Yeah.
And Josh Smith with his pregame routine. Live from Cleveland, 2K Sports proudly brings you the Cavaliers at Quicken Loans Arena. The Hawks here looking to pick up one on the road before returning to Atlanta. They defeated the Wizards in their last game.
The job they did on the offensive side of the ball was excellent. Actually, it was great. They took care of every possession, getting a good distribution of their shooters, got a nice flow at the offensive end, and had their shooters, their key shooters, in a good rhythm early on.
Looking at the starting five for the Atlanta Hawks. Joe Johnson and Josh Smith at the forward slots. Heinrich is out there with Crawford and Horford. And for Cleveland, Ilgauskas is out there with Gooden and Miles. Now, here is Smith. Now let's go over to Doris Burke, who had a chance to talk with head coach Byron Scott.
Excellent passing in the low post is what he'd really like to see today. He told me that taking the straight-ahead approach just isn't an option against a team that does such a terrific job anticipating and blocking shots, guys. We'll see what goes on.
Thanks, Doris. Clark, so much for advanced scouting.
Sometimes that's a false prophecy, though, and you have to adjust to what the other team is coming out and running.
Trying to
Easy
do a step
call
back,
there.
but
He moved
sure.
his feet, anticipated the drive, squared up to the offensive player. That was clearly a charge.
And so here is Atlanta. Look at Joe Johnson, born in Little Rock, Arkansas. Played for the Razorbacks of the University of Arkansas for 2 years. And Clarkie was taken number 10 overall back in 2001.
He was taken by the Celtics, and pretty unusual.
It's
Traded
gonna be a
away
tough
halfway
matchup for
through
us yet
his
again.
first season to Phoenix, and it was in Phoenix that he really broke out.
The first one falls.
You know, Kevin, Josh Smith was the only player in the NBA last season to average at least 15 points, 8 rebounds, and 4 assists per game.
And Clark, you know, the key to that stat you just talked about was his passing.
Yeah, it really improved, and that's another reason I think it's important that Josh stay aggressive in attacking the basket.
Now here is Davis. His last outing with 20 points. Here's Miles, laid in with the D draped all over him. Here's Crawford. When you look at accomplishments, you can't ignore 32 wins in the East for this Hawks team last season. Not a bad mark at all.
Yeah, you're right, and they needed all of those, Kevin, because they didn't win their division, but still grabbed the 3 seed because of their total win.
Here's Parker. And Crawford picks him up defensively. Here's Davis. Gets the bucket from 20 feet away. Davis has got his first 2 points of the night. You brought up the new playoff format earlier. I like the change now, with the top 3 seeds not being locked into division winners.
Yeah, that makes sense, Kevin. I mean, it was a no-brainer to move it in that direction. That's a fair way to look at it. It gives more of a reward to teams that were good throughout the regular season and takes away from teams that might just scrape by winning their division.
Cleveland with the ball, trailing by 2. This game coming on the heels of their win against the Kings.
One of the big things they did, shot blocking. Big-time shot blocking. You don't see this kind of impact very often. There were some exciting plays going on in the shot blocking arena.
Cavaliers on D, and this matchup with the Hawks, it's their first meeting of the season.
Well, you know, they beat these guys pretty good when they played last season. It's a real confidence booster going into this one.
Now here's Johnson. He's coming off a 25-point game against Washington. Down to 5 on the shot clock. Here's Horford. Stuffed. You just can't overstate how important those matchups between the top conference teams are.
Well, there's always a lot at stake, Kevin. You want to get that good seed in the spring. Both these teams know every game is going to be a battle.
These players think about that.
Yes.
They know about the seeding.
They sure do. They've got it in their minds.
The Hawks leading. They defeated the Wizards in their last game.
They did a lot of things right. An awful lot was done right, especially at the offensive end. I thought they did a nice job exploiting every possession. They were smart with the ball, and they really looked very fluid. Nothing was forced.
So it's Cleveland now. Joe Johnson pulls it in.
That was his to make, but he let the defense bother him. Can't do that on those lay-ins. You got to concentrate and finish.
Shows how bad the Kings were.
Now Heinrich, coming off a solid outing against Washington. And there's the whistle, fouled hard on the shot. He'll go to the line. That one is on Ilgauskas. Something about Joe Johnson, a huge guy for a wingman. He's 6'7", 240. But if his frame is a little intimidating on the court, his demeanor is anything but.
Every time I've encountered him, very low-key and soft-spoken, trying to stay away from the center of attention.
And making a change here, the Cavaliers. Heinrich against Parker. Left side, Davis. For 3. That's good. Davis has got his second basket of the night.
The defense made the mistake of playing off him, and he drained it from deep.
Crawford outside. Rob.
You got to have a vice grip on that ball in the low post. You got to really squeeze it.
From 20 feet out.
Give it to him.
Kirk Heinrich with the rebound.
That shot didn't have a chance. He doesn't have the softest touch, and the defense was in his jersey. Got to look for a better shot.
Here's Horford from 11 feet away. And a great assist by Heinrich as that one goes in. Horford's got his first 2 points. Parker outside. Leads him with the pass.
They certainly haven't been very good here in the quarter in regards to protecting the ball, Kevin.
The 10-footer. It's blocked. Cavaliers trailing. He's picked up by Heinrich. To the inside. And he dunks that one through. And now the first timeout called here for the Hawks. And now here's the 2K leaderboard with the list of the NBA's best teams from three-point land a year ago. Take a look at the Cavaliers. They're going to hurt you bad from outside.
You know, a solid three-point game can be the cornerstone of an effective offense. I mean, it adds a little pop and punch to what a team is doing offensively. And last year, this team was not made up of just good three-point shooters. They had great three-point shooters.
And making a change here, the Hawks. Here's Parker, following the score by Josh Smith. Pass to Davis. fires the three. Another three for Cleveland. Here is Heinrich, still looking to get on the scoreboard. Smith outside. Through contact and a whistle, and he'll go to the line.
You know, I think Josh Smith was probably the biggest snubby as far as the best player who didn't get selected for the All-Star game last season. And that happens sometimes. There are just not enough spots for all the guys that are deserving.
But I think when all is said and done, he will get there someday.
I agree with you.
And Clark, an injury on the floor. Even though they're a part of the game, it's always tough to see someone in pain like that.
Tough break there, Kevin. You hate to see a guy go down with an injury. Let's hope he can get back soon.
Al Horford, he's checked in for Josh Smith. Cavaliers making a switch here. And he sinks the second. Clark, when it comes down to it, Josh Smith is really the best player for the Hawks, a team that was and is amongst the best in the Eastern Conference.
Yeah, and with Smith, I mean, he's a guy who can pass, he grabs boards, he blocks shots, he can cover guards on the perimeter. That's really a tough snub for such a productive player.
Some interesting stats start to pop up when you look at the Hawks. They played the fourth slowest pace in the league last year. That kind of surprises me with all their athleticism.
Me too, Kevin. I mean, you would think they would be much more committed to playing at a faster pace, especially since they've got so many guys that would seem to thrive in that kind of offense.
He hits one and misses one, each at the line. Here's Crawford. The Hawks again can't hit.
Normally he sinks that shot. His mid-range game is excellent. He just misfired that time.
Gibson. Capono. He's guarded by Johnson. Horford with the rebound.
When you settle for that kind of shot, that's a wasted possession. That is not a high percentage look. Good execution on the break leads to the nice bucket.
Here's Gibson. Playing Sacramento, he was nearly unstoppable. Guarded by Heinrich. Deflects the pass.
And you look at what they've done, or rather what they haven't done, it's hold on to the ball. They've had 4 turnovers already this. Quarter. He doesn't have a lot of game with his back to the basket, but that time he found a way to get it done in there. That's a pretty good move for a guy you don't expect to score in the paint.
Here's Gibson. 2:38 left in the first. Almost dunked down. It'll have to settle for a trip to the line.
Wise foul there, Kevin. You can't give up the easy dunk.
That's good from Johnson. Well, Cleveland breezed through the Bulls, but they just ran into a buzzsaw last May, Clark, when they had to deal with the Celtics and all the pride. I mean, they always talk about Celtic pride. It was on display in that series.
It certainly was, Kevin, and you can never underestimate that. The fact that those core guys had won a championship, they were healthy, they felt good, and they were confident going into that matchup against Cleveland. They felt like they had what it would take to be able to push past the Cavaliers.
And Doris Burke has a report for us from the sideline.
Hey, Kevin, ever since he entered the NBA, Joe Johnson has been such an effortless scorer. Vince Carter said he's one of the smoothest guys in the league. He plays very slow and deliberate, but it's hard as heck to guard him. Vincenzi, tough check, says he about Joe Johnson, guys.
Johnson's certainly a respected player league-wide. Thank you, Doris. A moment for the Gatorade injury report. And let's get an update on Josh Smith's injury. Doris, what's the news?
Kevin, Wally Blaze, head athletic trainer for the Hawks, let me know the status. He told me that it looks like he separated his shoulder and is in a lot of pain. To lose him for any amount of time this early in the season would be a real hardship for this team. They hope it doesn't happen, Kevin.
Doris, thank you for that.
You know, it's always tough to be sidelined watching when you want to be out there helping your team. That's a bad feeling when you can't.
Both teams deciding to change it up. Pavlovich. Another three for Cleveland. Here's Crawford. He had 22 points in the win against Washington. Here's Teague. Horford backing in. And they get it. A nice shot by Teague.
That's a good job going right back at him with the three of their own.
And here is Gibson. Now Ilgauskas inside. Can't get it to go. Good work defensively by Horford.
Big T.
Losing the battle on the boards here early. Not by a bunch, but here and there just not quite in the best position.
Crawford dishes to Horford. Makes it from 18 feet out. Horford's got his second bucket of the night. So it's Cleveland now, trailing by 2. Gibson with it. The turnover by Cleveland.
Good defensive footwork shut down his path to the basket.
Here's Teague. He's another guy who had a stellar performance in that win against Washington. Here's Crawford. It falls short.
He's had some problems finding the range here in this quarter.
Now Gibson. 1 second left, and the jam by Ilgauskas.
It's a cameraman's dream when he's going up for the slam. Poster time.
Yeah, there are a few guys like him in this league. What an athlete. Tie game and some big points being put up on the board. Clark, as we wrap up the first. It's the NBA on 2K Sports from Quicken Loans Arena.
Coming up this Thursday, Kevin Durant and the Oklahoma City Thunder go up against Brandon Roy and the Portland Trail Blazers. A conference battle in the West. Do not miss it.
And off we go. A close game now entering the second quarter.
I swear it feels like the last few nights. We've been everywhere, babe, but I just can't remember it all. What am I doing? What am I doing?
Here's Gibson. So with Smith sitting on the bench, here's the group that Larry Drew has on the floor. They've got Heinrich. Marvin Williams is out there with Johnson. Then there's Teague and Pachulia.
Great pick there. The defender was stopped in his track, and it freed up the easy basket.
Here's Teague. From deep. Gooden is on it. Cavaliers leading. Gibson passes to Davis. It's a pick by Ilgauskas. 5 on the clock. Here's Gooden. Can't get it to go. Now Atlanta takes it the other way. Here's Johnson. Magnificent rejection.
Turnover.
Here's Gibson. Gooden inside. He's against Williams. And that one's good by Gooden.
You know, the defense will want to muck it up a little more inside to not give up close shots like that one.
Now Teague. Over Gibson. Atlanta again missing.
Not able to find it here in the second. He's off stride and off track just a bit after that one he had earlier.
Ilgauskas with it. Miles. He's guarded by Williams. can't hit, so the Hawks will take it the other way.
In the best of circumstances, that's going to be a tough shot for him, and that was not the best of circumstances. That was a perfect chance to finish on the break, and he let it slip away.
Here's Gibson. Gooden sets a pick. He dumps it off. Here's Miles. Again, the Cavaliers score.
Well, I tell you what, it's not a good sign for the defense if he's getting off.
Heinrich passes to Teague. Defended by Gibson. Johnson outside. Just 5 to shoot. To end the drought. That's good. Johnson's got 11 points.
When you get a hot hand like him, it's real simple. You need to keep going with it.
One thing about Cleveland last year, Clark, the Cavs not only finished top 5 in their own scoring, but also top 5 in their opponent's field goal percentage. Not bad.
No, that's excellent. And that's the one stat defensively that you tend to look at. Not necessarily points allowed, but field goal defense. How many shots are you challenging? How tough are you making it for the opposition? And when you can excel in that area, then you have the ability to dominate, much like the Cavs did all year in that particular area.
So it's Cleveland now, following the miss by Kirk Heinrich. Heinrich saw his numbers drop down a touch last year, but he's been getting better and better about taking care of the basketball.
And that's important for Heinrich to grow in that area. I mean, if you made a graph of his turnovers per game, Kevin, you see a very steady decline.
Back to Heinrich's turnover numbers. As a rookie, he was just under 3, and now, last year, about 1.5 a game. Not bad at all.
Oh, that's pretty solid. And with all the coaching changes that he's endured, he's always found the floor because his coaches love the fact that he's an excellent defender.
One thing we remember about Atlanta last season, the Hawks grabbed the 3 seed in the Eastern Conference, but they had some issues on the road.
Yeah, only 19 wins compared to 22 losses away from home. They had similar numbers to that the season prior as well, and that's one of the things that can maybe hold them back from being a team that advances deep into the playoffs.
So both teams changing it up here. Going back to the Hawks road play, you saw the woes kind of play them out of the playoffs.
Yeah, exactly, Kevin, and we talked about that. When you're sub 500 on the road, even if you can get to over 50 win, in the playoffs you're going to have to win on the road to beat another good team, and the Hawks really struggled in that area.
And they struggled at home and on the road in that series against Orlando. They were brutal.
Yeah, it was ugly.
Let's go to our sideline reporter, Doris Burdick. Doris, what do you have?
Kevin, with the addition of Jamal Crawford to the Hawks, it has made them even more potent offensively. Celtics coach Doc Rivers said they have Joe Johnson, and now they have Crawford as well. So they have 2 closers. That makes it really tough. It's very difficult to get stops against guys that don't need a play to score. Guys, the Hawks were able to keep both players for a second season. We'll see if this team can take the next step.
We will indeed. Thank you, Doris. Here's Johnson, following the score by Cleveland. Here's Teague. He's got 5. From 20 feet out, Johnson can't hit. Under 5 minutes left in the second. And here is Parker. Takes it up. Ilgauskas. Good. And the Cavaliers lead by 4.
Excellent anticipation there, Kev. He placed that pass perfectly.
Crawford passes to Teague. The 3, and once again off the mark by Atlanta.
You got to expect more out of him here. He's had a lot of difficulty this quarter, which in turn is making it difficult for them to cut into this deficit at all.
As soon as I hit pass, he fades behind the defender.
It's dumped off. Johnson, good. Johnson's got 15.
My God.
They don't seem to have many answers for him in this game. He's doing a terrific job out there. Outstanding work.
Timeout is called. First of the game for the Cavaliers. Let's pause to take a look at the teams that were tops in field goal percentage last season. Taking a look at Cleveland. They're deadly accurate. third in the NBA.
Well, I thought, Kevin, they had great productivity from their shooters last year. The guys they were counting on to knock down a high percentage of their shots, they did that. And they hope to see those same kinds of numbers this year.
Absolute bullshit.
That's his second turnover
Eyes
in this
in the
quarter
back
alone.
of our fucking head.
And Cleveland has possession. Here's Miles. The Cavaliers
Why
again
can't I figure out that
hit.
shot?
Here's Teague. Crawford against Parker. Here's Horford. Kept alive.
Big Z.
Second chance effort.
Big Z.
And that's good. Laying it in.
You have to block this guy out, Kevin. He's just too active on the boards to be left alone.
Pavlovich. Guarded by Crawford.
Another steal.
Stolen away.
How many
They haven't adjusted to the
turnovers?
defensive intensity they're facing, and it's resulted in far too many turnovers here. I mean, just in this quarter alone, they've been throwing it all over the gym.
A nice shot by
I need
Teague.
a fucking point guard, man.
Timeout called the Cavaliers. So both teams making some changes here. Here's Parker. Guarded by Heinrich to end the run. Goes up. Parker's shot is off.
You can't D up a layup any better than that. Nice work.
He's picked up by Parker. Horford backing in. Just 5 on the clock. Crawford's shot is good.
He's been extremely active out there, and he has the stats to prove it. Terrific hustle.
Capono. He's guarded by Williams. For 3, Capono. Williams on the rebound.
They can't seem to put the brakes on this run. They desperately need to jumpstart their offense, and soon. Kevin, they're fighting extremely hard right here. Bit by bit, just trying to pull away.
Now here is Davis. He's got 8. And almost gets it to go, so he'll shoot 2 here. You know, you talk about, leading your conference, 38 wins last year by this Cavalier team. That is dominating your conference.
Well, you only play 52 conference games with the current schedule. That's a winning percentage, Kevin. When you talk about 38 wins, that's just north of 70%. 7 out of every 10 times you take the floor in the conference, you're winning that ball game.
I mean, the teams are so familiar with each other. It's harder to prepare.
It's much harder to prepare, but sometimes you grab a couple of those scheduling wins, we call it, when one team has been resting and the other has played 3 games in 4 nights.
Here's Davis, following the score by Jamal Crawford. Here is Heinrich. Not on the scoreboard yet. The dump off. Crawford with the ball. Back to Heinrich. Now Crawford.
Oh my.
Let's go with a 3. And
D
Davis pulls it down.
horrendous.
Pass to Parker. Easy shot. No good. Now Atlanta takes it the other way. Their biggest lead of the game was 9. And at home for the next game, it'll be Detroit pulling into town. That game is the first and last of their homestand. Here's Parker. Here's Davis. Off target from downtown.
How'd I fuck that up?
27 seconds left in the half. Heinrich outside. And here's Crawford.
Yeah,
Takes it up. Good, and Heinrich gets the assist.
We're fucking ass.
Crawford's got 10.
Boy, after having a tough time in the first, he's managed to turn it around nicely this quarter.
Here's Parker. Good on the jump shot.
Boy, sharing the sugar, spreading the wealth, that's a good team effort.
Heinrich kicks to Crawford. Behind the arc. Blocked. And the first half is now in the books.
Tremendous output from Johnson. 15 points, and his 2 steals round out those numbers nicely.
Hope you're enjoying the hoops this Tuesday night. Now, the HP halftime.
And as the quarter begins, both teams have been trading blows like prize fighters. A close ball game. Jamal Crawford, the 6th man of the year last season. A nice piece of hardware for him in what was a spectacular year.
Yeah, he had perhaps the best season of his career. He improved his shooting percentages, and that was always a problem for him because his shot selection dragged it down. And then he also was on a playoff team for the first time.
They've got Gooden. Also, Ilgauskas out there. And Parker. That's the 5 for Cleveland right now. The Cavaliers trail by 8. Davis down low, guarded by Crawford. The baseline Jay, and Davis gets it to go. Davis has got 14 points. And last season, also Crawford's first time playing in the postseason.
You know, until that point, Kevin, he had the longest streak in the league of games played without a playoff appearance for him. So nice to see that young man get some postseason action.
Parker outside. Miles, guarded by Heinrich, and that is good. Here is Heinrich, looking for his first bucket of the game. Now Crawford. Here's Johnson. Kept alive.
The boards, boys.
Horford dishes to Crawford. A 3-ball. And Johnson missing again.
Well, the bad shooting continues for them to start this half.
Here's Miles.
Give me a
no
foul.
Good. The Hawks leading by 4. Pass to Johnson. Scooped up. Horford. And the one-handed jam to finish.
That's why he's got the reputation as one of the NBA's great rebounders, because of putbacks like that.
Well, that's what we've become accustomed to when he gets in position under the glass like that. Davis with the bucket. Davis has got 17.
He's been stroking it from long range all game long. Actually, most of his points have come from beyond the arc.
Atlanta calls timeout. And making a change here, the Hawks. Thomas is checked in.
Nice job, Cavalier girls. What do you say, fans? You feel pumped up now?
Poked away.
He got too casual with the ball there, and it led to a steal.
Johnson against Davis. Here's Miles, and the low post shot is good. He's got 10. The Hawks leading. Here's Crawford. He's got 12. Let's loose for 3. That's good from Johnson on the assist by Crawford. 18 points for Johnson.
He can be dangerous from outside. Sure, he didn't get one to go in the first, but we know he can get on a roll and knock him down.
Crawford's shot is good.
Great D leads to easy offense.
And here are the Cavaliers. The most they've trailed by is 9 points. Miles. He's guarded by Johnson. 4 on the clock. Parker passes to Gooden. Over Horford. And Cleveland again with the bucket. Here's Johnson. 18 points for him. Now here's Heinrich. Johnson outside. And a foul on the shot. He'll go to the stripe for 2.
Tremendous output from Johnson. He has 18 points and also 3 steals. His defense has been equal to his offense today, and both have been great.
Shooting from Joe Johnson. 2 shots.
He misses the free throw. Cavaliers making a switch here. And he's good on the second.
Had a miss on that trip, but still made this a 2-possession lead.
The Cavaliers trail by 5. Definitely for the Hawks, Clark. They were one of the best offensive teams in the NBA last season. Not because they shot especially well, but because they got more shots than their opponents.
Quantity over quality was the approach for the Hawks. That extra volume, if you can overwhelm your opponent by rebounding on the offensive end, that can give you an advantage.
Crawford. Here's Heinrich. No points for him. Fires top of the key, and he hits the jumper for 2. And the Hawks lead by 7. The tray. Parker's shot is off.
With his shooting ability, he might as well have shot that one from half court. No chance.
And it's Johnson picking him up. Johnson against Parker. Here's Ilgauskas. Up high and down hard.
That's right, fella. Don't be afraid to power it down.
Yeah, Clark, a good camper at the end of that play. Thomas kicks to Crawford. In Atlanta again with the bucket.
Well, he's really been big for their team, finding a way to consistently get it done on the scoreboard.
Poke loose. Out of bounds, Atlanta takes possession. And here's what's upcoming now for the Hawks. They'll be taking on the Phoenix Suns. That game will be a quick pit stop before hitting the road again. And making a change here, the Cavaliers. Gibson's checked in. Atlanta also making some changes. Armstrong's checked in, and Marvin Williams subbed in for Al Horford. Here's Teague. He's got 9. Back to Johnson. Gets the bucket from 20 feet away. Johnson's got 21 in the game. And here is Gibson, and he buries it from outside. Here's Teague. 6-point game. Pass to Johnson. 5 to shoot. The shot misses. And it's the Cavaliers taking it the other way. Gibson with it. He has 7. Now Davis. Over Armstrong. Again, the Cavaliers score.
He's not normally a prolific scorer, but he's given them a big lift in this one.
The Hawks leading by 4. Heinrich outside. Here's Johnson. Another miss by Johnson. And Cleveland has possession. The most they've trailed by is 9 points. Ilgauskas with it. He dishes it. Gibson for 3. Armstrong gets the board inside. Here's Heinrich. But they'll get another chance. The shot is off. And it's the Cavaliers taking it the other way.
Well, it's just been one of those kind of games for them.
Davis, the pass to Gibson. Here's Ilgauskas, and he flushes it down with one hand.
Great pass into the lane. They'll take that one every time.
One thing we've seen from these guys is excellent ball movement.
And I love the unselfishness. It's a joy to watch.
Here's Teague. The Hawks again can't hit.
When you take a leaner like that, a difficult shot, it's going to hurt your chances, no matter which way you cut it.
Davis. And it's tied up. Davis has got 21.
Excellent elevation on that shot. He had time to bring it around, double clutch, balance his checkbook, and still lay it in.
Atlanta calls timeout. Both teams will make substitutions. Here's Teague. He's got 9. It's Crawford on the wing. Picked up by Davis. Thomas nets it from the wing. Thomas got his first bucket of the night. 2:01 left in the third quarter. Here's Gibson. He's got 7. Here's Capono. Again, the Cavaliers score. Here's Johnson. Now Teague. Johnson to Thomas. Goes up, dismissed. The Cavaliers turn it over. Cleveland with the ball. Stringing it together. They've got an 11-2 run going. Fouled, and he was real close to getting the three-point opportunity. He'll go to the line for two. And he gives them the lead. Both shots good from the stripe. Here's Teague. 1:18 left in the third. Pass to Johnson. It's blocked, but they get it back from downtown. Crawford, no luck.
Both teams really matching up well on the board. We've got ourselves a pretty good game here, Kevin.
And here is Gibson. He has 7, and so it's going to be a 3-second violation out there on the defense. Here's Gibson. Five to shoot. Once again off the mark by Cleveland.
Well, he can't believe that one didn't fall. Those are usually automatic.
And the basket by Johnson.
He got a little room at the rim and laid it in. Great play.
Cavaliers leading. Gibson with it. Takes a 3, and Davis puts it in. Davis has got 26.
He's a streaky shooter, but when he gets it going, he can put points on the board in a real hurry.
And the third quarter is over, and a good finish looks to be in store for all of us. Cavaliers on top. They lead by 4.
The NBA season kicks into gear. Rajon Rondo and the Boston Celtics go up against Kevin Durant and the Oklahoma City Thunder next Sunday, 9 Eastern, 6 Pacific.
So as we get rolling here in the fourth, let's go to our sideline reporter, Doris Burke, for the Sprite Spark Report. Doris?
Hi, guys. Well, it was the stretch by the Cavaliers that garners the Sprite Spark today. Their offense heated up in the third quarter, and that changed the complexion of this basketball game, guys.
Great, Doris. That big scoring run being a difference maker, Clark, in this game.
Well, it often comes in spurts, Kevin. Spurtability is what I call it, and that's what happened today.
Not even if you have a
Here's Teague. So with Smith sitting on the bench, here's the group that Larry Drew has on the floor. Teague out there with Crawford. Then there's Horford and Wilkins. Here's Crawford, puts the hammer down.
He clearly had the speed advantage there, and he used it to burn the D for the sweet hoop. Nice play.
And here are the Cavaliers. A 2-point game. Gibson for three, kept alive. Another shot. Shot by Gooden is no good.
Well, it's clear they've got the advantage on the boards in this one, Kevin.
Here's Teague, gets the whistle, and he'll go to the line. And the first one at the line is good. And so he hits both. So it's Cleveland now. Parker, right side, from downtown. And it's Daniel Gibson with the three. And the Cavaliers lead by 3. Here's Teague. Left side, Wilkins. Tipped.
One thing I'm noticing with this team, Kevin, they're holding on to the ball a lot better, doing a good job of securing the ball.
Capono for 3. Another 3 for Cleveland. Here's Teague.
And there's another giveaway for him now, and you know he didn't have a single turnover in the first half.
Gibson. And Gooden backs in. And that drops in off the glass for 2. Here's Teague. Covered by Parker. Horford backing in. Over Gooden. And there's Horford. That's good on the assist by Crawford.
You've got to close out on that mid-range jump shot.
Parker passes to Gooden. And there's the dunk.
No question that they've been the better offensive team so far. The execution has been flawless.
Now Crawford. Armstrong backs in. In Atlanta again with the bucket.
Hilton Armstrong?
You don't have to worry about him leading the team in scoring, but he will find ways to get involved on the offensive end.
Parker passes to Gooden.
You know, they're lucky to be leading here as much as we've seen rather loose control of the basketball, Kevin.
Holy shnikes.
Here's Parker. Right around 7 minutes left in the game. Here's Jupp. Gooden grabs it. The dump off. Here's Gibson on the money. And the Cavaliers lead by 6.
Kicked it to the right guy at the right time. That's a good pass.
Here's Teague. Horford backing in. All alone in Atlanta again with the bucket.
When he gets it going like this, you've got to double team it. That's your only hope.
And here is Parker. For 3, Capono. And Horford pulls it down.
Boy, he had a good look. I think everyone here was a bit shocked to see that one not fall through. That's a nice finish in transition, partner. That's exactly how you run the break.
Timeout called the Cavaliers. So both teams changing it up here. Let's find out what Doris Burke has for us.
Yes, during that break, Coach Byron Scott had some words for his team. He told his squad, we are right where we need to be, but we need to keep working. If we stay focused and try not to force anything, we can come away with the win. Guys?
Here's Miles. Drains the easy jumper. The Hawks trail by 4. Heinrich outside. Horford backing in. Over Ilgauskas.
Well, it's hard to believe that we're at this point in the game and he still hasn't registered a single point.
Here's Gooden. And again, it's Cleveland.
He's had a strong fourth quarter thus far, really providing his team with a lot of offense.
Now here's Heinrich. Gooden snatches the rebound.
He's been AWOL this quarter. When his team is down and in need of some scoring from him, he hasn't shown up.
Parker outside. Here's Ilgauskas. No good. Now Atlanta takes it the other way. Under 5 minutes left to the fourth. On the wing, Jamal Crawford. And good with the shot. And the whistle blows for the contact and a chance for one more.
Good game for Jamal Crawford. He has 20 points and 4 assists. What energy he's shown today, whether it's on the offensive end or on deep.
The and one is good, so a three-point play that time. The Cavaliers leading by 3. Parker outside. Baseline jumper.
Come on,
it's
D.
Ilgauskas missing. And here we go with Kirk Heinrich. He's picked up by Parker. The baseline J. That's good from Johnson on the assist by Heinrich. And the Cavaliers with possession. They lead by 1. Miles. He's guarded by Johnson. Great anticipation.
And you know, he's really struggled this game holding on to the basketball.
Foul.
Cavaliers making a switch here. Gibson's checked in. Atlanta also making some changes. Josh Powell is checked in for Pachulia.
Let's fucking go, man.
That's good from Johnson. Here's Gibson. He's 1 assist away from the double-double. Guarded by Heinrich. Davis guarded by Crawford.
Oh,
outstanding job there to contest the shot and grab the miss. That's how you play defense.
Heinrich with it. Shoots. Can't hit. And it's the Cavaliers taking it the other way. Here's Davis. Bullseye. Here's Heinrich. Just over 3 minutes left in the game. Over Gooden. The Hawks again can't hit.
Another miss, and his shooting percentage continues to go south.
Here's Ilgauskas. Stolen.
Make the easy pass. That's what happens when you don't.
Crawford outside.
What a shot!
Crawford's got 24.
He likes to shoot that 3 in transition. A lot of coaches don't like that shot, but if you make it, they'll bite their lip.
Pachulia, he's checked in for Josh Powell. The Cavaliers trail by 3. Now Gibson buries it from deep.
Boy, there's been no answer for the three-point shot this half. They've dominated from behind the arc.
And so here is Atlanta. Heinrich outside. Back to Johnson. Over Ilgauskas. That's good from Johnson on the assist by Heinrich. 30 points for Johnson.
He's really been the focus of their offensive game plan. And he's come through for his team as they've built this lead.
And it's Ilgauskas missing.
This is one of the key reasons why they're losing. You have to get more production out of your core star players.
Johnson outside. Takes it up. And he lays that one up and in. Johnson's got 32 points.
He's perfect here in the fourth. And it looks like they're going to keep getting him the ball until someone stops him. I think that's a pretty good idea.
Marvin Williams is checked in for the Hawks. Here's Davis. Over Crawford. And Davis can't get it to go.
They'll allow him to get that off all day.
Crawford dishes to Johnson. It's rebounded by Zydrunas Ilgauskas. The Cavaliers trail by 4. Here's Davis. Once again off the mark by Cleveland.
They need to make the most of every possession. And desperation threes like that simply won't get it done.
It's a pick by Ilgauskas. Gibson passes to Ilgauskas. Whips it in off the sweet pick. And they narrow the gap to 2.
Defender couldn't get around the pick, and his help didn't show up in time. Nice play for the layup right there.
Time called here. The Hawks decide to talk it over. They're up by 2. 1:13 left in the fourth. Cavaliers making a switch here. Parker's checked in. Josh Powell is checked in for Atlanta. Here's Johnson, and he rips that one down.
Boy, he can produce some rim rattlers, Kevin. This guy can fly.
Well, the whole building, Clark, knows what's going to happen when he goes up. Shoots from the corner, and Davis can't get it to go.
After scoring well earlier, he's really bottomed out in this quarter. He needs to set up his teammates for a while.
Less than 1 minute left. Parker against Crawford. Off the mark from 3. Timeout called the Cavaliers. They're losing by 4. 40 seconds left in the game. Both teams deciding to change it up. Cleveland with the ball. The most they've trailed by is 9 points.
Oh, that's much in the clutch. They needed that one, Kev.
Decisive possession. The crowd on the edge of their seats. On the wing, Johnson releases from 15. Oh, and the jam by Horford.
They have a foul to give.
Here's Gibson. 20 seconds left in the fourth. Ilgauskas a screen on Heinrich. For 3, Gibson. Another 3 for Cleveland.
Kevin, that's what you expect from him. When the pressure's at its highest, with the game on the line, that's when he's at his best.
Fades back. Ooh, off target. He got it up in time, but the potential game winner won't drop. Time expires, and we're going to overtime. It's the NBA on 2K Sports from Quicken Loans Arena. The fourth quarter was not enough in overtime to start with the jump ball. Cavaliers making a switch here. The Hawks control the tip-off to begin the extra period. Crawford against Davis. Here's Johnson. Connects on the baseline jumper. Johnson's got 36.
That's a good look. Very nice look.
Parker up top, guarded by Heinrich. Parker passes to Ilgauskas. Here's Miles. Connects from in close. And we're all tied up at 100.
Beautiful delivery with the bounce pass. He kept it away from the defense, which set up the shot perfectly.
Crawford kicks to Johnson. Launches it. Gets the bucket.
What are we smoking?
He's got 39.
Kevin, that's just not good defense. You can't be giving players of his talent level looks like that. Come on now.
Pass to Davis. Jacks up the triple. Another 3 for Cleveland.
Yeah, both teams have ramped it up here in the second half.
Davis against Crawford. Jacks up a 3. No good. And it's the Cavaliers taking it the other way. Here's Parker. Leads him in. Here's Miles. Laid in for 2 with the pretty feed there.
That's too easy. The D's got to get to him about 8 feet further out.
Heinrich kicks to Johnson from downtown. Good, and Heinrich gets the assist. 42 points for Johnson. And here is Parker. Dumps it off. Got a piece of it. It stays here. And making a change here, the Hawks. Pachulia is checked in. Tipped away. It stays here.
Good heads-up play to deflect that pass. That's why you stay active on defense with your hands.
Come
Make them use that
on.
clock.
And making a change here, the Hawks. Thomas is checked in. Just 4 to shoot. And that one's good by Gooden. And the Cavaliers lead by 1. Time call here. The Hawks decide to talk it over. They're down by 1. 1:50 left in overtime. Pachulia, he's checked in for the Hawks. Here's Johnson. Johnson right side. He's locked in. And Davis pulls it down. And Cleveland has possession. They lead by 1. Parker with it. Now Ilgauskas inside. Goes up, and he drops it in on the way.
Terrific pick to set up that basket. The little things are the big things, and they can always make a difference.
Here's Johnson, and 2 free throws coming up as he misses that one. Drawing the whistle and a lot of contact there.
Looked like a good call from here where I sit. Definitely some contact on that shot.
Sinks the first one, and that brings them within 2. Josh Powell is checked in for Pachulia. Johnson hits them both.
As if there was any question, Kev. He's just not fazed by the pressure. He stays focused and always makes big plays.
It's a pick by Ilgauskas. Parker passed. Oh!
Nice fundamental basketball. Get that screen in place solidly and then take it to the rim.
Show a little patience, then zoom right in. Now here's Heinrich. The dump off. Takes it up. Crawford's shot is good. Crawford's got 26 points.
No one really contested him at the basket that time, Kevin. He's just too good in there to leave the door open for him.
Knocks it loose. Now Davis. Ilgauskas is screen on Crawford. Just 4 to shoot. Kept alive. Here's Gooden. It bounces out of bounds after the shot.
And that's what you're going to have me
and
do there.
making a change here, the Hawks.
Holy
Pachulia
shit.
is checked in. Time called here.
Should've
The
just
Hawks
fucking
decide to
held
talk
it,
it
man.
over. They trailed by 1. 27 seconds left in overtime. And making a change here, the Cavaliers. Gibson's checked in. Atlanta also making some changes. Thomas is checked in. Johnson. Back to Crawford. Now here's Heinrich. Defended by Gibson. Johnson right side. Intercepted.
Oh, what a great steal. That's a big-time play there.
And so there's the intentional foul. They still got to foul him for a second time to get into the penalty and send him to the strike.
That's the right move. Stop the clock and hope they make a mistake you can take advantage of.
Timeout called the Cavaliers. They're ahead by 1. 9 seconds left in overtime. Here's Gibson, and there's the whistle as they commit the intentional foul.
They needed to take that foul to stop the clock. That clock is not their friend at this stage in the game.
Off target on the first, and making a change here, the Hawks. Connects on number 2, and that'll put him up by 2. Here is Heinrich. Behind the arc. Johnson can't get it to go. And there's the intentional foul. Gets the first. That makes it a 3-point lead. And making a change here, the Hawks. Perfect from the line, and it's a 4-point ball game.
And that'll do it, Kevin. Those last free throws were the icing on the cake.
So it's a narrow win for the Cavaliers, pulling it out. An impressive victory in overtime after an exciting end in regulation.
You know what? In a long game, fatigue can sometimes affect every aspect of play. They didn't look tired at all to me.
Well, that'll do it for us. For Clark Kellogg and Doris Burke, Kevin Harlan saying so long. And as we end the game, we bring you our Jordan Brand Player of the Game.
Come on. Barely. Jeez.
A Friday night NBA presentation. It's going to be the Cleveland Cavaliers up against the Philadelphia 76ers. Cleveland and Philadelphia up next.
We're at the home of the 76ers, a fortress of basketball here in Philadelphia. The 76ers open for a happy ending to close out their homestand before hitting the road. They've made progress so far, a better win percentage than last season, but it's still early. We'll see if they can keep it up. Here's the starting group for the Cleveland Cavaliers. They've got Gooden, also Ilgauskas out there, and Miles. And for Philadelphia, Brand and Spates are in the middle. Holiday out there with Allen Iverson and Iguodala. 14 wins in the conference for the 76ers last year. Not a great total.
Not at all. I mean, there's no way to say it other than that. And what's strange is they had 25 wins against the East the year before that. So just a sharp decline.
Here's Gibson. Turned in an outstanding game against Atlanta. Here's Ilgauskas, tosses it up, hits the jump hook.
You know, it went in, but even if it didn't, you could call getting a shot that close a successful offensive trip, a good quality look.
And here's Holiday, Spates, covered by Ilgauskas. Pulls the trigger. And Spates gets it to go. Here's Gibson. And now our sideline reporter, Doris Burke, has some info for us. Doris, take it away.
Thank you, Kevin. The Sixers have an awful lot of young talent. Coach Doug Collins said, I think sometimes you start talking about youth, and it's a good way to say we have an excuse to lose. And I don't want that to ever be an excuse. We have a bunch of really good guys on this team. Now we have to find out if they got any bite and about their competitiveness. That's the next step. We've got to be a lot more competitive. Kevin, it's going to be fun to watch.
I'm sure the Philadelphia fans are hoping so. Thanks, Doris. So it's Cleveland now, after the miss from Andre Iguodala. Davis. Yes, from downtown. Davis has got himself going with the triple, his first basket of the game. Davis against Iverson. Takes it up. No good. And Cleveland will take it the other way. They are coming off that win against Atlanta.
This was a great game all the way down to the end. They held in there to force the overtime, and I think came out really prepared to do battle post-regulation time.
Shots good by Gibson.
So far, I don't think you can ask for a better start to the game for them. 4 for 4 thus far.
Holiday with it. A 14-point game for him in the win against Indiana. Let's pause to take a look at the teams that were tops in field goal percentage last season. To take a look at the Cavaliers, they're deadly accurate, third in the NBA.
Boy, I thought, Kevin, they had great productivity from their shooters last year. The guys they were counting on to knock down a high percentage of their shots, they did that. And they hope to see those same kinds of numbers this year.
Gibson with it, guarded by Holiday. Gibson passes to Ilgauskas. Clips in the agile reverse layup. He has 6.
This team is on a mission, focused and on target. 5 for 5 now.
And the 76ers decide to take their first time out here. They defeated Indiana in their last game.
You know, so often you sometimes want to discount early fouls, but anytime you can get fouls drawn early on key players, that can make an enormous difference down the stretch. And they did a good job of that.
Holiday. They need this. And Cleveland has possession. And this is the first season matchup for them against this 76ers team.
No surprises last year. This team did not pose much of a threat.
They were brutal. Here's Holiday. Just over 7 minutes left in the first. Now Spates working on Ilgauskas. Releases, and Spates gets it to go.
His height is really an advantage on that medium-range jumper. He can just rise up and pop it right over the defenders and get a good shot every time.
Gibson passes to Ilgauskas. Here's Davis. Buries it from deep. Davis has got his second basket of the night. These two teams, Clark, just really playing on different levels.
They really were, Kevin. The outcomes were rarely in doubt. A clean sweep, simply said.
On the wing, Iverson. He's guarded by Davis. And then Iguodala with the dunk.
He has almost supernatural bouncing ability. He can bounce right out of the building.
Only a handful of players have that kind of athleticism, Clark. Gibson with it, guarded by Holiday. Ilgauskas backing down. Just 5 on the clock. And that's good on the layup. 8 points for him.
This is how they've built an early lead. A relentless and punishing inside game.
And the 76ers call time here. The 82-game grind of the regular season, always an endurance contest for NBA players.
I like what Shane Battier said, Kevin. He thought the season should be shortened. I don't know if 58 games is the number, but I'm a proponent of at least shortening the season by 12 games. Maybe take a month off the regular season.
Now let's send it down to Doris Burke, who was able to talk with Byron Scott.
Well, Kevin, Coach told me that they're facing a team that may be the best in the league at forcing opponents into defensive mistakes. He said, listen, we need to be one step ahead of them at our own end, because if you sit back, they have the ability to carve up a defense and make you look foolish. Guys, they don't want to see that today.
Thank you, Doris. I get the feeling here, Clark, there's a lot more to be done here.
Well, one of the best ways to bother a shooter is to make him uncomfortable. Make him catch the ball where he doesn't want it.
And making a change here, the Cavaliers. Here's Spates, and laying it in as that one falls through. 6 points for him. And Clark, with regard to the grind of the season, David Stern suggested keeping the same number of games but reducing the wear and tear by setting minutes caps for players, so you have to use your bench more.
No, I think that's way out there. I would go back to what Shane Battier said about reducing the number of games so it would be easier on the season ticket holders. If you cut down the home games from, say, 41 to, Battier said 29, that certainly would allow people to have their money go farther.
Here's Holiday. After the Cavaliers pick up 3, pass to Iverson. And a foul on the shot. He'll go to the stripe for 2. Last season was a tumultuous one for Allen Iverson.
You know, from an unhappy situation in Detroit, an aborted pairing with the Memphis Grizzlies, and then a short stay in Philly, I mean, it was musical chairs for him. And you heard things weren't much better on the home front, unfortunately.
Here's Gibson. 5 points in the game. Well, Cleveland breezed through the Bulls, but they just ran into a buzzsaw last May, Clark, when they had to deal with the Celtics and all the pride. I mean, they always talk about Celtic pride. It was on display in that series.
It certainly was, Kevin, and you can never underestimate that. The fact that those core guys had won a championship, they were healthy, they felt good, and they were confident going into that matchup against Cleveland. They felt like they had what it would take to be able to push past the Cavaliers.
You know, back to the Cavs, Clark, where do they go from here?
Well, you start with the inability of being able to replace a guy like LeBron. I mean, MVP the last couple of years in the league and a dominant player, terrific leader. It's a huge, gaping hole that will not be filled for a long time. I think they go from the ground up now and just try to slowly put this thing back together. But that piece missing is going to make it very difficult to do.
Are you surprised he left?
Mildly so, Kevin. I thought if I'd have given it percentages, I would have said probably 65-35. He stayed, but I certainly can understand the fact that he wants to try to be in a position to win immediately, and he didn't feel like the Cavaliers were in that position.
Well thought out, though. There's no doubt.
Oh, yeah.
They did their homework.
That's exactly right.
And here are the 76ers now. After the Cavaliers pick up 3, here's Iverson. And count that bucket right there. He keeps with it, and now a free throw shot for him. And some changes here for the 76ers. Hawes comes in for Maurice Spates. And it's Young in for Elton Brand. Good for the three-point play. The 76ers just dreadful at home of all places last year.
No other way to describe that, Kevin. I mean, only a dozen wins all season. It's not a great way to pay it back to the fan base.
Here's Holiday. Not on the scoreboard yet. Now Young. Behind the arc. It's blocked. Just 5 on the clock. Tries again. And Davis pulls it down.
You can't D-up a layup any better than that. Nice work.
And going back to their home performance of the 76ers, of all the cities where you want to play well at home, Philadelphia is one of those venues.
Well, those fans, they can flip on you quickly. I mean, they're passionate, they love their team, but if you're not going well, they are not afraid to let you know it vociferously.
Right.
He's had some problems finding the range here in this quarter.
Parker outside. Ilgauskas a screen on Holiday.
2 minutes left in the first quarter.
Mim, defended by Young.
They've been dominant at both ends of the floor, so the early lead is no surprise.
Here's Holiday. 1:50 left in the first quarter. Iguodala left side. Will it go? Shot's good from Young.
You've got to close out on that mid-range jump shot.
Cleveland controlling the game. 19-point game. Let's go with a three, and Davis can't get it to go. Here's Philadelphia, trailing by 19. Here's Holiday, looking for his first bucket of the game.
You got to expect more out of him here. He's had a lot of difficulty this quarter, which in turn is making it difficult for them to cut into this deficit at all.
Passes it back. Here's Davis. Thaddeus Young grabs the miss.
Come on, if you're going to leave someone open out there, he'd be the guy. He doesn't have the touch from that spot.
From the wing, the shot by Holiday, no good.
They need to send out a search party to find his offense, Kev. It's been AWOL this whole quarter.
And here is Ilgauskas. The rebound by Young.
That's not something you'll see very often. Got the mid-range jumper he wanted, but off target.
And here's Holiday. Young up top. Holiday against Parker. And Young kicks to Iguodala. The three, and that one's good. Iguodala's got 5 points so far.
He drew the D in and then kicked it out to the open man.
I told you to pass it.
And we finish the first quarter of play. Two different-looking teams in this one. Cavaliers lead by 16.
Well, Kevin, they've been filling it up from long range. Those three-pointers add up quickly.
Coming up.
Well, it hasn't exactly been close, but as the second quarter starts, still plenty of basketball left to be played. Here's Holiday. No points for him. And so in the game for the Cavaliers, they've got Ilgauskas on the floor and Parker. Here's Speights. He dishes it. Here's Nocioni with authority.
That's right, fella. Don't be afraid to power it down.
Yeah, Clark, a good capper at the end of that play. Ilgauskas with it. 14 points from him the last game against Atlanta. Now Holiday. Now here's Williams. Blocked. Pavlovich. Guarded by Holiday. Shot no good. And the 76ers go the other way. Next up for them, the Knicks, a road game in New York. They hit the road with that, the first of a 5-game run. Nocioni, no good. So it's Cleveland now. Their biggest lead of the game was 21. Capono for three. Good. And the Cavaliers lead by 17.
Kevin, that's just not good defense. You can't be giving players of his talent level looks like that. Come on now.
And let's go to Doris Burke. Doris, what do you have for us?
Kevin, Byron Scott, the Cavs' new head coach. Previously, he had been with the Nets for 4 seasons, the Hornets for 5, and had success with both franchises. The Nets made 2 NBA Finals appearances. The Hornets made the Western Conference Finals. With LeBron leaving the Cavs, Scott said, I don't think this is a rebuilding team. I have to do it a little bit differently, but our mindset is the same. I think I'm the perfect guy for this job. Not sure others would feel the same, gentlemen.
About their chances, that is. Yeah, it may take a while. Thanks, Doris.
Jesus,
and it's Ilgauskas missing.
An outstanding pick there, and he still couldn't get the basket. Next time he gets a look that good, he's got to make it count.
Sent away with authority. And the Cavaliers with possession, leading by 12. Clark, a look here at Maurice Speights out of Florida, when with the Gators he came off the bench for their championship season in 07. And then back in the 08 draft, he was taken 16th overall.
Yeah, and drafted on potential. He had not shown an awful lot other than the potential to be a promising NBA prospect, and that's exactly what Philadelphia has in him. He can catch the ball, he can finish with both hands, and I think as he gets stronger and grows in his understanding of the game, he's going to be a real force in the paint for Philadelphia.
Holiday with it. Outside Williams. And Spates backing in. Shoots. Drops it in from 12 feet. 8 points for him.
That's a nice job of getting the ball in the paint and burying the shot. That's exactly how it's done.
Andre Iguodala. He's checked in for Philadelphia. Daniels comes in for Drew Holiday. And the Cavaliers will go with a different look here. I think, Clark, the Cavs, without a doubt, a very solid road team last season, managing to win 26 games away from home.
Yeah, they certainly did, and they did it because they were a team that was cohesive. And I thought they were pretty good at the defensive end of the floor for most nights when they got wins on the road.
Here is Daniels. Backing him down is Iguodala. 5 to shoot. Now Brand over Gooden. It's blocked. About 6.5 minutes left in the half. Here's Davis. Hits the quick shot. Davis has got 11.
Great assist on that basket. He's seeing the floor well, and he's making some beautiful passes.
And here is Spates. The bank shot won't fall. Here's Gibson. He's covered by Daniels. Here's Gibson. Leads him with the pass. Iguodala with the steal.
There was too much congestion to let that one go. Not a good pass at all. Great D leads to easy offense.
And Cleveland has possession. It's a 13-point game. The Cavaliers with the turnover.
What are you doing?
And now here's the 2K leaderboard with the list of the NBA's best teams from three-point land a year ago. You take a look at the Cavaliers. They're going to hurt you bad from outside.
I guess time will tell if they can repeat that level of success from a year ago when they were one of the best long-distance shooting teams in the league.
And Spates backing in. Takes the shot. Spates missing again. And here are the Cavaliers. Their biggest lead of the game was 21. Gibson passes to Gooden. That one laid up and in off the glass. And the Cavaliers lead by 15. And here are the 76ers now, down by 15. It's dumped off. 76ers turn it over. Now look at the Cavaliers' upcoming schedule. They'll be matched up against the New Jersey Nets. And that'll be the last game of their very short 3-game road tour. Some changes for Philadelphia. Evan Turner, he's checked in for Iguodala. And Allen Iverson is subbed in for Antonio Daniels. Cleveland with the ball. The lead is 15. They've got the Wizards ahead of them for the next game. It's in Washington. That matchup falls in the middle game of this 3-game trip. Kept alive. Here's Davis. And good, they convert on the second chance. Davis has got 13 points. Here comes Williams. He's coming off a 16-point game against Indiana. And Spates backing in. Shoots it. Another miss by Philadelphia.
Nothing's working for him here. He's just really struggling to find the basket.
Tipped. Moment to see how the schedule is looking for Philadelphia. They'll be playing the Thunder, and that game will be game 2 of 5 out on the road. And making a change here, the Cavaliers. Here's Gibson. 11 points in the game. For 3, Capono. It's rebounded by Allen Iverson.
You know, they got away with subpar defense there. He'll make you pay from out there more often than he won't.
Here's Williams. Turner with it. Lets loose for 3. Kept alive. Brand. Connects from in close. Brand's got his first 2 points of the night. Iverson against Davis. Misses the 3. This 76ers squad is struggling. 15-point game. Goes up. Iverson gets the bucket. Iverson's got 7 points in the game. And Cleveland has possession. Here's Chop. That falls in on the layup coming off the feed. And the Cavaliers lead by 15. And here is Williams. The dump off. Turner. The tray. And Davis pulls it down. And here are the Cavaliers. The lead is 15. Here's Capono. And there's another one for the Cavaliers. Here is Williams. 2:34 left in the second. Defended by Gibson. Williams' shot is good. Williams has got his second basket of the night.
In the first, he had trouble hitting with any consistency. But here in the second, he's turned it around.
Gooden with the screen. Davis against Iverson. And Davis puts it in. Davis has got 16 points.
Plain and simple, they are simply not getting it done right now at the defensive end of the floor. They're allowing warm-up jump shots, a lot of easy shots this half, and that's why this team is shooting 60% from the floor.
Not his quarter, Kevin. He was doing okay earlier, but he's gone ice cold.
Here's Gibson. Iverson covering. Here's Capono. And again, it's Cleveland. Here is Williams. 1:29 left in the half. Connects. Williams has got his third basket of the night right there.
He was really a non-factor in that first quarter, but he's found a way to step it up here.
Gooden inside. He's against Brand. And good with the shot. And the whistle blows for the contact and a chance for one more. Some changes for Philadelphia. Thaddeus Young. He's checked in for Brand. Iguodala comes in for Evan Turner. And it's Holiday in for Lou Williams. Here's Holiday. He has 5. Looking to heat up a bit. Here's Spates. No luck. And it's the Cavaliers taking it the other way.
He just hasn't been able to get on track in this game. Not like he would like to. He's a much better shooter than he's shown.
Here's Gibson, guarded by Holiday. Ilgauskas, good. He's got 13. Here's Holiday. 33 seconds left in the second. Iverson outside. Just 5 on the clock. Blocked.
He's been AWOL this quarter. When his team is down and in need of some scoring from him, he hasn't shown up.
Capono for 3. Thaddeus Young grabs the miss. Here comes Iverson. That will count. No good trying to beat the buzzer. So not much of a contest here so far as we end the first half. Cavaliers on top, delivering the blowout.
Welcome to this Friday night edition of the HP Halftime Show. The Cavaliers came out full steam ahead. They're still looking to establish what kind of team they'd like to be this season. Zydrunas Ilgauskas making an impact in this one. Lighten up that scoreboard, he's making it ring like a pinball machine. Not the same story, though, for the 76ers. They'll need to play with more discipline and some intensity if they're going to win this game. A rough first half for Allen Iverson. Not a lot of shots falling. He's under 30% on the night. A bit of a one-sided affair so far through the first 2 quarters, but we've seen some great play from these two. And that'll do it.
Well, it hasn't been very close so far, but with another half remaining, still plenty of time left. And here are the 76ers now. One thing about Cleveland last year, Clark, the Cavs not only finished top 5 in their own scoring, but also top 5 in their opponent's field goal percentage. Not bad.
No, that's excellent. And that's the one stat defensively that you tend to look at. Not necessarily points allowed, but field goal defense. How many shots are you challenging? How tough are you making it for the opposition? And when you can excel in that area, then you have the ability to dominate, much like the Cavs did all year in that particular area.
Higgy and Brand are at the forward spots. There with Holiday and Spates. That's the 5 to begin the second half for Doug Collins. Davis, the pass to Gooden. Great finish in traffic. 7 points in the game. And going back to Cleveland's and their defensive ranking from last year, Clark, it really just goes to show how they dominate on both ends of the floor last season. We talked so much about their offense, but defensively, I think that's where they really had their foundation.
Well, Kevin, you and I both know that offense can come and go. You want to be efficient. You want to make sure you get shots, good shots, but they're not always going to go in at a high rate. So defensively is where you have to be consistent. And this Cleveland Cavaliers team really hung its hat on its ability to get stops and to make it tough for the opposing team.
Gibson with it. 11 points in the game. Miles is called for the charge. That is his first foul of the game.
Boy, he played that one beautifully. Textbook. Saw where the ball handler was headed, got there first, and set his feet. Outstanding defensive play.
Holiday with it. Gibson on him. Frank kicks to Iverson. That's the kind bounce off the back rim. Iverson's got 9.
He's been extremely active out there, and he has the stats to prove it. Terrific hustle.
Got the bucket and the foul.
That's a good job to recognize the mismatch and then take advantage down low. Looking at the numbers for Ilgauskas, he has 15 points, and he's been able to hit the 3 ball, picking up 1 from deep so far.
Here's Holiday. He's got 5. Backing down is Brand. Davis against Iverson. Just 5 on the clock. 2 on the clock. The shot by Holiday, no good.
Kevin, they've got the edge here in rebounding. They're doing a good job of blocking out and then pursuing the basketball. That's good fundamental action.
That's good. He's got 6. Now the 76ers with it. Timeout called, the 76ers. Here's Iverson. He's got 9. Now Holiday. Backing him down is Iguodala. Shoots it up. It's rebounded by Zydrunas Ilgauskas.
We've seen him make that mid-range shot, but just not often enough.
And Davis can't get it to go. And it's the 76ers with the ball. Throws it up. Kept alive. Spates. Hoop plus the harm. He would not be denied, and he'll have a chance to make it a 3-point play. That one is on Ilgauskas. He can't complete the 3-point play.
This is definitely a day he'd like to forget. He just hasn't had the energy or the intensity to get it done out there. He's still scoreless.
Holiday with it. Gibson on him. Holiday gets the bucket.
His agility and soft touch really paid off there. Not many players could have laid that in.
Miles. He's covered by Iguodala, and that is good. 8 points for him.
Right now, he's just too good, Kevin. Way too good. They need to bring a second defender and try to make him give up the ball.
And Holiday kicks to Brand. The rebound by Ilgauskas.
They'll allow him to get that off all day.
On its way from Gibson for 2. Hits the quick shot. He's shooting 60% from long range. Now here's Iguodala. 5 points in the game. Under 6 minutes left in the third. Here's Gibson, guarded by Holiday. Now Gooden deflects the pass.
The lob was a little misjudged, and he couldn't get control of it.
Iverson kicks to Holiday. Over Gibson. The shot by Holiday, no good.
You can simply tell, Kevin, I mean, they want the ball more right now.
No good from Gibson. And here we go with Andre Iguodala. He has 7. And Holiday kicks to Iguodala. Got a hand on it. Cleveland controlling the game. Here's Miles. Clanked off the front of the rim. And the 76ers with possession. Here is Brand. Here's Iverson. Nails the step-back J. Iverson's got 11.
He makes such intelligent plays with the basketball. Always aware, always a threat to score.
Here's Miles. And good as he jams that one in off the nice dish.
He made sure to get a little extra hang time there, just to rub it in the defender's face a bit.
Look out below. I wasn't sure he was ever going to come down. And Holiday kicks to Brand. Oh! And there's the dunk.
With his length, Kevin, he doesn't necessarily have to go way up top to throw it down.
And the Cavaliers call time here. And the 76ers with some changes. Pause comes in for Maurice Spates. And it's Young in for Elton Brand. Cavaliers making a switch here. And it's the 76ers with the ball. Here's Iguodala. Ja snatches it inside.
Well, he doesn't have the softest touch. And with the D right in his face, that made all the difference.
Once again off the mark by Cleveland.
With his shooting ability, he might as well have shot that one from half court. No chance.
Well, there's no doubt the Sixers, Clark, one of the most disappointing teams last season in the NBA.
Yeah, only 27 games won, down from 41 won the year before, Kevin. That's a huge decrease.
Here's Gooden. Hits the elbow jumper. He's got 9.
Kicked it to the right guy at the right time. That's a good pass.
Now the 76ers with it. Pass to Iverson. Fires from the elbow. The shot is off. And it's the Cavaliers taking it the other way. And Clark, did it surprise you just how bad the Sixers were last season?
Yeah, just a little bit. I mean, the team had a high ceiling, low basement going into last season. I mean, they had talented vets, but young players at the point guard position. That's always tough. An experienced head coach, but a completely new Princeton offense for the players to absorb. A lot going on there that never came together.
Takes it up, rips it down.
Boy, he's so graceful, so smooth when he takes it strong to the rim like that.
You know, Clark, you can pretty much always depend on him for those kinds of plays.
Yeah, graceful and powerful.
Sure. And here's Holiday. He's got 7. Goes up. Young's shot is off.
They've really done a great job securing the rebounds, Kevin.
Yeah, they got the advantage right now, Clark, +5. Gibson passes to Gooden. And, oh, that was close. He draws the foul. He'll shoot 2. And he knocks down the first one. And that one goes in. 2 from the line that time. Here's Holiday. 2:08 left in the third quarter. Young with the ball. Banks it home. He has 6. Here's Gibson.
They're playing them tight all the way up the court right now. Full court man-to-man deep.
Here's Gooden. It's tipped. It's 2-on-1. Here's Iguodala, and that's good. Laying it in. Iguodala's got 9. And Cleveland has possession. Earlier in the game, they held a 25-point lead. Well, Drew Holiday came into Philly as a rookie last season. He was a nice compliment, don't you think, to Lou Williams with his size?
Without question. I mean, he's 6'4", a little over 200 pounds, can defend both positions, Kevin, and I think he's going to be able to play both positions offensively, the point and off the ball. Didn't have quite as productive a year as Ty Lawson, who was picked one pick later, but nonetheless, I think the Sixers have a guy that's going to be really good for them in the future.
Here's Pavlovich, takes it up. And it's Iguodala with the rebound. The break is on. Here's Gibson, guarded by Holiday. Miles. He's covered by Iguodala. 5 to shoot. With 1 second left, gets the bucket. He's got 14.
You don't have to worry about him leading the team in scoring, but he will find ways to get involved on the offensive end.
Shot and game clock separated by 5. Hawes sets a pick. 18 feet away. The shot by Holiday, no good.
You know, I get the feeling he's pressing here a bit. There's a fine line between being intense and focused and being aggressive and pressing. And right now, he's pressing and hasn't found his rhythm in this game.
We're at the end of the third quarter with a big deficit on the scoreboard. Cavaliers on top, running away with it.
The NBA season kicks into gear. Rajon Rondo.
As the fourth quarter gets rolling here, let's check out our Sprite Spark of the Game, presented by Sprite. Hey, Doris.
Hi, guys. Well, it was the stretch by the Cavaliers that garners the Sprite Spark today. Their defense has been rock solid as they keep getting stops. And, guys, their lead keeps on growing.
Great, Doris. That big scoring run being a difference maker, Clark, in this game.
Well, it often comes in spurts, Kevin. Spurtability is what I call it, and that's what happened today.
Here's Parker. And Cleveland looking at who they've got to start the fourth quarter. And Pavlovich.
Kevin, I think they'll allow him to shoot it from out there all game long. He's actually playing right into their hands with shots like that.
Now Daniels. Brand. Here's Spates. It's blocked. Here's Williams. The shot is off, and Cleveland will take it the other way.
The defense hasn't let him get too many clean looks in this game. He's having trouble getting it done at the offensive end here, and I think you've got to credit the defense.
Here is Daniels. Covered by Parker. Brand. And foul called as he misses. He'll go to the line and shoot 2.
Contact certainly altered that shot. The official was right on top of it.
Shooting for Philadelphia.
No good on that one.
2 shots.
Good on the second free throw.
Checking out the game Elton Brand is having. He has 8 points and a steal.
Cleveland with the ball. And here is Parker. Here's Pavlovich. And misses. What was that all about? Tipped. Parker outside. The 3 ball. Rebound by Elton Brand. And it's the 76ers with the ball. And here's Daniels. Here's Williams. That falls. Nice feed that time from Antonio Daniels. And here are the Cavaliers. Parker outside. Dumps it off. Takes a 3. That's good. Here is Daniels. Pass to Williams for three. Ja yanks it down.
You know, you don't want to leave anybody out there that wide open.
Pavlovich. He's covered by Iguodala.
In the best of circumstances, that's going to be a tough shot for him. And that was not the best of circumstances.
Jacks up the triple. Can't get it to go. And Cleveland will take it the other way.
That's really not the kind of performance that his team needs from him here in this quarter.
Ja, guarded by Spates. Fires from the high post. Cannot hit.
That shot didn't have a chance. He doesn't have the softest touch, and the defense was in his jersey. Got to look for a better shot.
Here's Iguodala. And it's Iguodala again missing.
The D didn't respect him from that distance, and now we know why.
Here's Capono.
Come on,
the Cavaliers
Jason.
again can't hit. And here are the 76ers now. They've only given up 5 points here in the fourth quarter. Here's Brand, and he drops it in on the layup.
Speed is only part of the equation here. He's not blinding quick, but he was determined to take that one to the rim.
Pavlovich. He's covered by Daniels. And another miss by Cleveland. Back to Williams. Spates with it. Goes up. Squeaks it past him with an up and under.
You know, you negate any semblance of a defense if you let them get that close to the basket.
Here's Parker. It counts. Parker's got his second bucket of the night. Now the 76ers with it. Daniels with it. Here's Williams. Mims snatches it down inside.
They're putting bodies on bodies and cleaning up the misses.
Yeah, they're winning definitely the inside matchup right now. Pavlovich connects on the baseline jumper. And here are the 76ers now. Now Daniels. And Spates backing in. Takes it up. Mim corrals the miss off the defensive glass. For three, Capono. And the basket good. Here is Daniels. Right around 5 minutes left in the fourth. To stop the run. That's good.
That's a good job going right back at him with the three of their own.
Why?
Here's Iguodala. Oh, wow! Rips in the ferocious jam.
The steal led to an easy bucket in transition. That's a nice sequence.
Capono, guarded by Spates, draws the foul. He'll get a trip to the line. It's going to be on Maurice Spates. And the first one drops. And some changes here for the 76ers. Evan Turner, he's checked in for Iguodala. Iverson comes in for Lou Williams. And it's Holiday in for Antonio Daniels. And the Cavaliers will go with a different look here. You know, Clark, isolation offenses like they play with the Hawks and the Blazers, that can be very efficient.
Yeah, they can be. I mean, I like more movement with all five guys, but when you have good ball handlers that you isolate, it tends to limit turnovers, and you know where shots are coming from, so you're in better offensive rebounding position.
For three, Gibson. Iverson grabs the board. Here's Philadelphia. He's guarded by Davis. Easy shot. Again, Philadelphia. Here's Gibson. About 3.5 minutes left in the game. Leads him in.
It's the old reversal. That was something else, wasn't it, Kev?
All a defender can do, Clark, is hope the photographer didn't get him in the picture.
I think he was posterized.
Iverson, he's guarded by Davis. Lets it go. No good from Spates.
So far, it's been a challenge. He's been unable to get it going here in the fourth.
puts the move on, goes up, blocked, and it's the 76ers with the ball. Now Holiday. Here's Iverson. And Holiday kicks to Brand. Baseline jumper. Good as the jump shot falls.
He's really done a nice job taking advantage of his opportunities in this half.
Holiday.
Pulls up, high post, and Davis can't get it to go.
Ill-advised shot there, no question about it.
Here's Iverson. Drains it from short range.
Every basket helps. They need to milk this momentum for all it's worth.
Gibson down low, guarded by Holiday. Davis against Iverson. With the floater, kept alive.
He tried to add a little flavor to that one. Maybe was thinking about the highlight reel, but then he missed the shot.
Here's Holiday. The shot misses, and it's the Cavaliers taking it the other way. Capono for three, gets it to go. He's got 15, 8 in this quarter alone.
Way to close out an opponent. Kevin, I think we're done here.
And clearly Doug Collins wants to talk it over. Andre Iguodala is checked in for the 76ers. Cleveland also making some changes. Miles is checked in. Here's Iverson, and he lays that one up and in.
After his poor shooting in the first, he's found a way to turn it around here, getting hot. He just stayed with it, was consistent and patient, and now he's got a hot hand.
Here's Davis, and no good, but close on that one, so he'll shoot two. They get Andre Iguodala, and he makes the first.
A good job getting to the line here in this half. I mean, I think that speaks a lot to this team's fortitude. They were determined to get that ball inside and draw fouls.
And here comes Iverson. Holiday with the three. It bounces out of bounds after the shot. Here's Gibson. 119 left to the fourth. 13 feet out. Shot by Gooden is no good.
He really needs to hit that consistently, or they'll just keep letting him shoot it. And look at how he posed on the rim for a few seconds after that one. That's never going to endear you to your opponents. They don't like that kind of stuff.
No, he was enjoying that one so much he didn't want to let go.
Yeah, I think he was throwing salt in the wound, though. They're leading by double digits, and I'd say this game is essentially done.
Here's Spates, and the 76ers tack on two more.
They needed this run sooner. I don't think they have enough time left to stage a comeback now.
Gibson passes to Davis. And there's another one for the Cavaliers.
I think they've sealed this one. Not enough time left to mount a comeback.
And Holiday kicks to Iguodala. And almost gets it to go, so he'll shoot two here.
Miles. That's his second personal foul. Shooting for Philadelphia. Andre Iguodala.
First one falls for him.
2 shots.
And Iguodala drops them both. Here's Gibson. With one more assist, he'd have 20 in the game. Remarkable. The baseline J. Shot by Gooden is no good.
Kevin, that's the kind of shot you want. You can't ask for better execution on offense, but sometimes they just don't fall.
Here's Gibson. Laid in with the D draped all over him.
Davis.
He's got 19. Jacks up a three. Iguodala, no good. So we see the Cavaliers taking the win here. They put on a show tonight, thoroughly controlling each end of the floor.
Hey, what more can you ask?
For Clark Kellogg and Doris Burke, this is Kevin Harlan thanking you for tuning in. Now it's time to present our Jordan Brand Player of the Game.